Do you have a marksman? Well, I do, so let's get into the review. Happy to see you here. If you're here, you most likely pulled this guy, Marksman, and he's an epic elf, high elf attack champion, and that's why I think you should use him and you should consider using him. He's great at clan boss, and he's got this awesome bow. So, what makes this guy epic? He is a guy that you don't have to book to use. That's probably the most epic thing about him. He's got a 5% poison debuff chance for 2 turns if the attack is critical, and that chance is 100%. You just have to have enough accuracy, which is really great. You don't have to invest in the books to get the poison proccing. So every hit he does on A1, he puts a poison on the boss if you get enough critical rate. So that's already great, but what's even better, he has a 15% chance of granting an extra turn. And that means sometimes he can get like 1 or 2 or even 3 poisons due to this skill's proc. So basically, if you've got plenty of relentless sets, you can make this guy to hit very often. I suppose I'm not that luxurious, and I haven't built him tanky enough for uh, other content except the Nightmare Dungeon, Nightmare Clan Boss, which I'm using him, and which I'm using him in. His second skill is 20% turn meter fill for your team, and it has another 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Uh, it doesn't really matter to you if you are using him as a poisoner. This 15 extra percent of critical rate doesn't really matter because you want to have him as much to 100% critical rate anyway as you can. But this turn meter fill can be useful in the arena and everywhere else if you want to speed up your team. If you're using him as an arena champion and in your arena offense. Let's say you've got some turn meter filler like High Katoon, who's really, really fast, way faster than your teammates, and you even when he fills the turn meter, your nukers are still too slow, but they hit very hard. Uh, so here comes this guy with this skill. He can further fill turn meter for your allies by 20% just to let them catch up to the speed you need um, with your nukers. And then those 2 guys that are left can actually nuke the enemies. Well, that's the idea behind this skill, I suppose. The third skill is Thorns. He attacks 4 times at random. Each hit has 25% chance of ignoring defense, which means if this skill procs, um, you can do close to true damage. So that's pretty awesome as well. It can lead to doing massive damage. Got an aura as well. It has got increase ally defense in the arena by 32%. Uh, don't know. It doesn't synergize with this kit, I suppose, but maybe you want to use it somewhere in the arena or somehow. If you've got any idea how to use it, just tell me in the comments. Uh, okay, so he's an attack-based champion. and you are using him for the clan boss, right? If you want to use him for the clan boss, the accuracy is important because the more accuracy you've got, the higher chance to land the poisons are. So basically, you go into accuracy, and you want to get the War Master just to get additional damage as well, and you want to get the Master Hexer uh, to extend your poisons. The other stuff is totally optional. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, that's about the masteries. Okay, now about the kit that I'm using and the artifacts I'm using. Um, I'm actually using this guy improperly, I think. You, if you want to go the true poisoner way, you should go way tankier with him. What you would want to do is to get to 100% crit rate. I'm well over it. You might go for the critical damage, but you don't really care about critical damage because it just doesn't make sense to go for crit damage, and if you can't survive. You should get as much HP and as much defense as you can, and as much speed as you can, and as much accuracy as you can, and just ignore the attack, and you'll be fine on the clan boss. Uh, Even though I've done it wrong, you can still see how it stacks up on my account. I'm using the lifesteal set in order to keep him alive. If you build him tanky, you might swap out the lifesteal set and go for some set which would give him more survivability, I suppose. You can try and do that, and let's see how he does in the clan boss. And after that, we'll go into the uh, dragon dungeon, I suppose, because it's the second place I. So this is my clan boss team. We are using Martyr, Dracomorph, Marksman, Apothecary, and Miscreated Monster. Our Miscreated Monster provides some shields and protection. The Martyr gives us counterattack. The Dracomorph is our primary debuffer plus poisoner. Uh, Apothecary gives us some speed and heals, and of course our Marksman gives us some poisons and some turn meter fills as well. So as you can see, we don't have the attack decrease on the boss because Martyr isn't the best option for decreasing the attack, and I haven't built her accurate enough to land her decreased attack every time. So we are going just as much damage as we can in as little time as we can because we won't last longer than 4 minutes probably. And as you can see, we're doing quite well. We are actually at some points of the game we are actually at 10 debuffs or close to 10 debuffs. We haven't got any debuff extenders on our team, so that's why it is important to hit those debuffs every time. And every time our poor marksman hits, he lands one poison proc on the boss. As you can see, it's every time, unless he uses any of his secondary skills. But the lifesteal saves us a lot because we regen a lot of HP after every hit. Um, we steal a lot of HP, I should say, I suppose. And we are already past 2 minutes. Our apothecary is not feeling very good. Maybe he's gonna heal himself. Let's hope. Actually, I'm pretty consistent on my runs. I'm doing about 12 million damage with this team on the Nightmare boss. So this means I need 4 keys to get the best chest from the boss. And I'm pretty happy about it. I can auto it, I can do manual runs. It doesn't change a lot. The outcome is still around 12 million usually, unless it's a negative affinity boss. It gets tricky when the boss falls down below 50% because he gets affinity. And if your team is negative affinity, you will struggle, probably. And as you can see, my team has finally died. It took us 3 minutes 36 seconds to do almost 12 million damage, and Marksman has done most damage on my team, over 4 million. That's even more than the Draco. So, as you can see, he's good. He's good in the clan boss. Don't waste him. Okay, so let's do a quick live dungeon run in the Dragon's Lair. I'm not gonna go on stage 20 because it's negative affinity for our um, little marksman. So let's go on to the stage 16, which is Void, and let's see how he does. Uh, we'll use team like this, as is, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so first and foremost, why are we using a team like this and why it works for me? I'm using Mausoleum Mage because he can cleanse some debuffs which will be put by the dragon. We are using Dracomorph for landing debuffs and poisons. We are using Martyr for counterattack and defense increase. And we are using our miscreated monster for some shielding and some ally protection. So basically you need to survive if you want to beat the dragon. And since my marksman isn't tanky enough, I'm not able to use it on level 20 dragon. At least not yet. But you can see that he can hit, and he hits okay-ish, I suppose, on the dragon. And the dragon is way, way faster to kill than the clan boss. So we won't take like 5 minutes or something till we get. You can see him proccing the extra turn as well in this match live, so that's nice. And the dragon is dead. So as you can see, he's done fairly well. He's up to par with my Dracomorph, who is actually almost fully booked. And yeah, that's why I think Marksman is good, because you don't have to book him at all. So I hope that was informative. I hope you liked my first review, and I hope you will push that subscribe button, because that is all I need and all I want. Of course, you can push that like button, you can comment on my first review. Maybe I should improve on something. maybe I should do something else. If you wanna join me in my quest to being a YouTube superstar, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and yeah, that's about it. Every little helps. Thanks, boys and girls, and see you later in the next one. Bye. So, hello and good. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. Hello and welcome to Worbot Mobile. What the hell? Can't you speak properly? Whew. Okay, next. Again. Take two. Take 56.